Alright, what's going on, guys? So today we're going to be talking about Winter Storm Jaden, as well as very, very dangerous snow squalls coming up on the day during the day tomorrow. So, so first off, Winter Storm Jaden didn't bring as much snow as was forecasted in Alabama and Mississippi. Most places got between a coating and an inch, but kids were happy because they had no school. Atlanta got a few flakes. It wasn't much to speak of. But here's Winter Storm Jaden in the Northeast. It's starting off pretty slow, ugly. Doesn't look like much. But then we start getting the act together. It's been snowing for a pretty good amount of time in parts like New Jersey and stuff. And also, if you have any questions, leave them down below. So, we're going to keep going. Massachusetts stays mainly snow. Connecticut is like, hello. Connecticut and Rhode Island are probably the toughest places to forecast. Southern Connecticut and southern Rhode Island looks to be all snow, but it depends on where this rain mix line sets up. Because if you see this is the NAM at valid tomorrow morning, well, early, late tonight or early tomorrow morning between 1 and 2. You could see it has snow across northern Connecticut and northern Rhode Island, rain in the southern half. It all depends on where this rain mix line sets up. If the rain mix line sets up more south, there's more snow for Connecticut and Rhode Island, less snow for Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, as the storm will be more to the south. But either way, there will be some accumulating snow, and then you can see the rain mix line gets pushed up. And then we end the snow across Connecticut, Long Island, maybe even a burst of snow. Massachusetts, especially central western Massachusetts, stays mainly snow for this event. But then the title of the stream is Snow Squalls. So we get this storm out of here. I'll show you guys how much snow, this is the NAM 3KM. We'll show you how much this model is forecasting. A good 3 to 6 locally higher amounts in this area, which is pretty decent storm. Now, if you saw my last stream, I was trying to use the writing thing, and it wouldn't work. But it shows a pretty decent swath of snow here in southern New England. I do think that is actually a pretty decent forecast. And I like how the NAM plays it out because it doesn't get a lot of snow on the shores, and I do not think the Cape Cod will get any snow, or the islands. I do think it's true that parts of Long Island could see a nice coating to maybe as much as an inch of snow as the storm pulls away. So, and then here we're gonna go to talk about what the title of the stream was, which is Dangerous Snow Squalls for tomorrow. So it's sunny as you wake up tomorrow in Connecticut, Rhode Island, and central western Massachusetts. Central western Massachusetts. It's sunny when you wake up. The problem is we're going to get some heavy snow squalls to develop out ahead of a cold front that will usher in some very Arctic air. And these snow squalls look to be very intense, and they intensify because there will be some instability around. So this area of snow squalls looks to be very intense all the way from Maine through Massachusetts, Connecticut, and into Long Island. This looks to be a very intense squall. Could bring 1 to 3 inches of snow in a matter of 15 to 30 minutes, which would result in whiteout conditions, blizzard conditions possible, because these will bring some very strong winds as well, locally closing in on 50 to 60 miles per hour. And then this whole thing will move. The whole thing will move, and maybe even intensify a little bit more as it heads to the Cape right here, although that's off out at sea. And then the Cape could get a pretty good burst of snow, and then we'll see. Since it's after the storm, we'll just have to see how much additional. You can see the Cape gets some snow as well, and you can see an additional 1 to 3 inches in the area that had 3 to 5 inches from Jaden. So then this will end up bringing in more Arctic air, as I've been saying. This is the part of the polar vortex that's entering Midwest right now. Chicago. Actually, I'll check what Chicago's at right now. Chicago's down to 2 degrees right now, and the low temperature for tonight is minus 21. The high for tomorrow in Chicago is minus 13, and the low is minus 23. So yeah, pretty cold stretch of weather for Chicago. So yeah. All right. Okay, so we'll take a look at some of the temperatures that will be ushered in after these snow squalls move through. So you can see here tonight, for as Jaden passes through, and then temperatures maybe warm up a little bit. Then after the snow squalls come through, here comes that really Arctic air below zero through much of Ohio. Pittsburgh, you're at like 4, maybe even, and you will drop below zero tomorrow night, probably, most likely. And here comes the real Arctic air. By Thursday morning, Pittsburgh between 2 and 5 below. Buffalo about 2, it looks like, maybe even 2 below. And then that all moves to the east. So parts of Maine, it's actually going to be colder down here in southern New England than it will be in Maine tomorrow on Thursday early morning. So, and then Maine obviously will get colder, but then as we go through, the high temperatures, if the NAM is correct, will be in the teens, and the wind chills will be below zero. But look at this. Some areas in the Berkshires will, and down into Litchfield County, Connecticut, will struggle out of the single digits, and some places in Maine, northern Maine, northern New Hampshire, and northern Vermont may struggle out to get above zero. And then Thursday night, not as cold, but still in the single digits and below zero. So here's the watches and warnings posted by the National Weather Service. Large swath of wind chill warnings stretching from North Dakota over to New York. We do have this one area of a blizzard warning for blowing snow. Freeze warning down in southern Georgia, northern Florida. And then we also have winter storm warnings. This is most likely for blowing and drifting snow, as well as some lake enhanced snow, as well as over here near Buffalo for some lake effect snow, and then winter storm warnings and advisories for New England. So we'll take a look at the National Weather Service in Boston, Norton, for what to expect in this area, and then we'll check out some other areas. So in this purpley color, you have winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings in the pink, high wind watch in effect for the Cape and the islands, including Nantucket. Special weather segment for southern Connecticut. Hazardous weather outlook for the area in northern Connecticut, not under the advisory, and as well for all of Rhode Island and parts of Massachusetts. So we'll take a look at the winter weather, and then we'll take a look at actually what the radar is right now. I'll be peeking out my window from time to time too, because I am in Connecticut. We're getting close to start snowing here. So here's the snowfall. 2 to 3 inches for, 4 to 6 inches Greenfield, 4 to 6 inches for Fitchburg, and some of these yellows is 6 to 8 inches. 3 to 4 in Springfield, 3 to 4 in Windsor Locks, 2 to 3 in Hartford, 1 to 2 Willimantic, less than an inch in Charleston, Rhode Island, as well as for most of the Cape, all of the Cape. Northern Rhode Island, including Providence, maybe 1 to 2 inches. Boston, less than an inch. Then yeah, that's the expected snowfall right there. We'll take a look at the high-end amounts. 2 inches in Hartford, 4 inches in Windsor Locks, 6 inches in Greenfield, 1 inch in Boston, 1 inch in Providence, Taunton 1 inch, Provincetown less than an inch, Nantucket less than an inch, Charleston less than an inch. So the areas that were in less than an inch could see an inch, but most likely would be maybe a dusting. The low end of the snow will be less than an inch Windsor Locks, 0 in Hartford, 0 for the entire Cape. Oh, I just got the Weather Channel alert. Snow will begin at around 6:53. So that's in a few minutes. Nice. I'm actually gonna check. Oh wait, we'll check the radar in a sec. So 2 inches in green fields, less than an inch winter lock. Those are the low ends. The percentage for getting the amounts. This is for over 0.1 inch, over 1 inch, over 2 inches, over 4 inches, over 6 inches, and then over 8 inches is the limit. Well, I'm not going to go any further because it's 0. Alright, so Boston, low end 0, expected less than an inch, high end an inch. Here's your percentages. Greenfield, your low end would be 2 inches, expected is 6, high end 6. Here's the percentages, pretty high through 4 inches, then lower for 6 inches. Hartford, Connecticut, low end 0, expected 2 inches, high end 2 inches. Here's the percentages here. Newport, Rhode Island, your expected low end is 0, expected less than an inch, high end less than an inch. Here's your percentages. Worcester, Massachusetts, low end 2 inches, expected is 4, high end is 4, and there's their percentages again. So we'll take a look at the current radar, what it's looking like. So we have a light batch of snow moving through. This isn't rain, this is snow, matter of fact. So yeah, maybe even some ocean effect snow here. So yeah, we'll take a look at the loop. If this is, I think this is what it is. Oh, so if it doesn't work, it's fine. So is it gonna work? Maybe. Oop, we might be getting somewhere. Haven't used it. Yep, here it is. Here's the radar loop. This, I'm not sure if this was snow or rain, but I do know that this here in Connecticut, in the Berkshires, that's definitely snow, but rain along the coastlines. So yeah, there's that. We'll take a look into the where should we go next? I think we'll probably go to northern New England, areas like Maine and New Hampshire for what to expect there. Most of New Hampshire is under a winter storm warning, as well as Maine. There is an avalanche watch. I'm not sure where it is because it's covered by winter storm warnings, but there's an avalanche watch in effect there. Winter weather. This is from the which National Weather Service is this from? Not sure. Oh, in gray, Portland, Maine. National Weather Service in Portland, Maine. So here's the expected snowfall: 9 inches in Jackson, 3 inches in Rockland, 6 inches in Lewiston. Plymouth, New Hampshire, 8 inches is expected. So now we'll go to the high end of the snow: 10 inches in Ragley, 3 inches in Rockland, 8 inches in Plymouth. That right here could be closing in on 2 feet in the highest elevations of Mount Washington. Your low end is 6 inches in Jackman, 1 inch in Rockland, 5 inches in Plymouth. So you're obviously going to be getting a decent snowstorm. That's nothing for them. Here's the percentages: 100% for most, for over 0.2 of an inch. Over an inch, still 100%. This is over an inch. 100% for a lot of areas. Wait, I just want to see this real quick. Yeah. Over an inch, 100. Over 2 inches, mainly hundreds. 99 in Plymouth. Lesser along the coast, like 46 in Rockland. Over 4 inches starts getting even lower, but still basically getting 4 inches. Over 6 inches is still in the 80% area. Over 8 inches in the right here is like about 50 to 80% right here. Still a good chance, but not as high. And then over a foot, there's still some specs for possibly over a foot. And then over 18 inches, this is over, no, that's over a foot, right? There you go. Over 18 inches is nowhere to be found. So that's going to do it for this stream, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Stay safe.